dip a couple minutes early, and then they'll finish with that businessman special. Businessman special on Thursday afternoon before they head to Philadelphia to play the Phillies there. Another mass shooting in Philly last night, by the way. 3 dead, 7 injured. At I just sound like a drive-by at a house party or something. Can't people have just a good time anymore? Can't we just have parties free of interference from ne'er-do-wells? Just a bunch of stinkers driving by and trying to give other people a hard time. Anyway, Guardians baseball tonight, 6:05 is your coverage, your first pitch at Progressive Field right around 6:40. You've got about 9 days remaining through the end of the month if you want to use the promo code STAR for 20% off at CLE Clothing Company. You know, those photos have been going around. You've seen them on social media. Of course, we've posted them because why not toot our own horn of Superman director James Gunn wearing a Buzzard shirt? And I have to think that either when they were down here, because they did a lot of shooting here on Euclid, further down on Superior over the course of those 6 weeks, I have to think that maybe one of those days when he was taking a break, he either walked in or had an assistant walk in to CLE Clothing Company right here on East 4th and took a look around and see what's going on. I don't know where James Gunn is originally from. He's not from St. Louis, is he? I know that he was married to Jenna Fisher, who is from St. Louis. Oh, he is from St. Louis. All right. So there you go. So perhaps he has a Midwestern sensibility. Jenna Fisher is lovely, but James Gunn's current wife is super hot. He's married to an actress named Jennifer Holland, who, if you watch the show Peacemaker, she's in that. Mm-hmm. And she's super cute. Yeah. But nevertheless, CLE Clothing Company, you don't have to be a famous Hollywood director to use the promo code STAR. In fact, look at it this way. He didn't even know that promo code, I'm betting, which means he, rich and famous as he is, paid 20% more than you would. How do you like that?
Wild.
Right?
And I think was it yesterday or is it today that it's Cleveland's birthday?
Cleveland's birthday?
Yeah.
From the TV show? The character?
Like Cleveland the city.
Oh.
It's today, yeah.
Oh.
Happy 228th birthday
200
to
and, you don't look a day over 210. All right, well, congratulations. How did I miss that? I mean, nothing big happened over the weekend, so
Yeah, right.
How did I miss Cleveland's birthday?
Cleveland is perceived to be the butthole of the world sometime, right?
There's former Mayor Frank Jackson in his birthday message to the city of Cleveland. In fact, I think American Greetings put that in one of those cards where you open it up and it makes a sound. That'd be great. I don't know what he's up to now that Justin Bibb is the current acting mayor. Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know if maybe Frank Jackson is doing some work in the private sector, but you think he might make a couple of extra ducats there if you were able to license out your voice for American Greetings. Cleveland-centric, you'll open cards up and they have the little noise thing in them. Sometimes it'll play a song or it'll say something funny. I would certainly hope that they would avail themselves of this clip. And you guys at American Greetings, if you need, I'll send it to you for a nominal fee. And just put that in a greeting card.
Cleveland is perceived to be the butthole of the world sometime, right?
Put it on postcards. Mm-hmm. I've talked before about how my first job ever, I was 15 years old, and I was an umpire for a local community center. And I ended up making a lot of money there my first summer because I was about me and one other dude. We were the only two people who were willing to umpire T-ball because there's an inverse, the level of psychosis on the part of the parents is inversely proportional to how old the children are. And the parents were the craziest for T-ball because that's usually like, listen, I played T-ball. I was terrible at it. My dad coached for a little bit. It didn't help me at all. But you could see the kids who had promise even from the T-ball level. And I really, really wanted to be good. I didn't want to be the kid knocking the tee over all the time. But that was me. But T-ball, that's a kid's first foray into sports for a lot of people. Little. But the parents, as it is their kid's first foray, there's a lot of parents trying to live vicariously, or they have these dreams in their head of this is the first step toward their kid being a Major League Baseball player. And 9.5 times out of 10, that's not the case. But as a result, those parents, at least in my experience, were bananas. And there was an entire T-ball tournament that got canceled in Clarksville, Tennessee over the weekend for 5 and 6-year-old boys and girls. So co-ed, like first grade.
Yeah.
And because parents ended up on the field screaming vulgarities at each other.
Hell yeah, dude.
And
I live for this.
And they have signs. Like every ball field has one of these signs, right? These are kids. This is a game. The sign's not for the kids. It's for the grown-ass adults. They're like...
that are freaking out over T-ball.
Yes.
Not high school sports, not even junior high. T-ball. Where the kids don't care.
These are kids. This is a game. Coaches are volunteers. Umpires are human. Mm-hmm. Your child does not play for the Major League Baseball. We didn't have signs like that. We had nothing that said umpires are human. Now, the allure of it was it paid the most, paid $20 a game, and you got to throw parents out if they got in your face. And when you're 15 years old,
oh, what power.
Good.
I had no power at home, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is
some things don't change.
Great. Bill Squire, everybody. The boy, you have no idea.
Old 86 this Saturday.
I
Get
am
tickets,
outnumbered to the nth degree.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to throw parents out, and I did on a number of occasions, and then you kind of have to take a very circuitous route home because you figure they might be waiting for you in the parking lot, whatever. But they canceled this whole tournament because the parents couldn't keep it together. The T-Ball All-Stars Tournament, hosted by St. Bethlehem Little League. What a shock that there's some parochial involvement here. But the player, a coach were ejected. Now, I will say I never ejected a player. I never looked at a kid playing T-ball and go, that's an illegal bat ruling. You're out of here, Timmy.
Did your kids ever play T-ball?
Tell your story
I know
walking.
You said you coached it, but did you ever have your kids play it?
I did not coach it. No, I umpired.
My
did
it.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah, my son did. Fortunately, both of my older kids are very good athletes. Now, they did not get that from me, but I'm so pleased that they were. Because that really is a source of early confidence for a lot of people. My son played baseball and football, and yeah, he was great.
Brian's daughter, Blake, is 8. She's played both softball and she does gymnastics. And she did soccer. And I have had to excuse myself from games because I'm like, I can't handle this. Like, if I came to all of these, it would be hard for me to be the person who's like, everybody just had fun, right? Because it is wild the way some of these people act. I'm not saying I would start the drama, but if a parent got up and said something, I am not above saying something back.
Well, yeah, I understand that. I mean, but there has to be some kind of line, I think, with how competitive parents are.
Especially when it's that young.
It truly doesn't matter at all.
No.
But some parents are so nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would clap back at somebody, but I wouldn't.
That's what I mean,
yeah,
is that, like, there have been times when someone said, and I'd be like, dude, what the hell, you know? Yeah. I'm not about to get thrown out of a kid's soccer game.
And that's the thing. It's not like I went 0 to 60. I threw a guy out after he would not, if somebody got thrown out, it's because they would not sit down.
Yeah.
Because then your kid is looking at you and you're screaming. And I mean, let's be real. It's probably not the first time your kid has ever seen you do that if you're that guy. But still, it's not a good look. They canceled the whole T-ball tournament because of this.
That's so funny. I love it.
I've got to give you some money here, and I want to, frankly. Even if I didn't have to, I would. It's $1,000. It's courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. It's your first of 4 chances this afternoon to do it here on the show, so good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Did you guys see Joe Biden said he changed his mind?
Yep.
He's going back in.
Oh, he's back in.
Just kidding. I'm in. I took a nap. I feel better.
Yeah, he
LOL,
said-
can't believe you fell for it.
LOL, JK.
AI.
That's right. Dark Brandon's back. Joe Biden out of the race. I was doing a bunch of things over the weekend. I hadn't really been keeping my eye on it. The first information I got was Bill texting the group chat. The Biden just dropped out. And it's one of those,
I was one that let
be
you know.
careful
Wow.
what you wish. Yeah, you let me know. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And I'll tell you what, one headline summed up all the drama from over the weekend perfectly. One perfectly timed headline. What impact will Deadpool and Wolverine have on the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
It's perfect.
Well, not everybody can be writing for the New York Times.
Can you admit I was right?
About what?
When the shooting happened and I said that put us in terrible territory as Democrats and that Joe Biden was going to drop out. And you were like, there's no way.
No,
He's not going
do
anywhere.
not
He's not going to do that.
Do not misquote me. I never said he wasn't going to drop out.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You were like,
I fully
he's gonna
expected.
double
I
down.
fully.
You used the term double down. My gambler ear perked up.
I fully expected him to drop out. Here's what his staff didn't even know he was going to do it.
I know.
He told his staff 1 minute before they put it on Twitter, right? As of 9 a.m. yesterday, when all the Sunday morning news shows were going, he was still saying he was still in. There was no way the lengths, because let's be real, this is the media and whoever the donor class are, the Democrats, pushing him to get out. Pushing. There was no way he was going to withstand that. There was no way. We all saw the debate, but the notion, by the way, that Trump is of sound mind and body, that hasn't been true for 40 years. So I never once said he's not going to drop
Well, that's
out.
not a deal breaker for anybody that votes for Trump.
So, but Biden did what Trump would never do, by the way, which is put his country over himself.
I agree.
And win the popular vote.
That too. I mean, he did it under great duress, but he did it, right? There are plenty of Republicans who want to donate a lot of money who would love to see Trump step down. They'd love that. He's old and addled too. Still wearing that dumb sanitary napkin on his ear, pretending to be hurt. So, I don't know. But no, I never said he won't drop out. I say he ain't going to do it today when we talked about it. But
I don't know about that.
Also,
I'm checking the tape.
well, go back and listen. Two things can be true, by the way. Like I said before, none of this changes who Trump is at all. So you can say, oh, people are going to, I got no time for dopes who are like, I like that guy because he didn't get killed. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who are engaged in the process and who have a vested interest in the future of how things are going to be run.
Which unfortunately is not
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Well, you can't say that. How do you think
mean,
Biden
I
won the
sent
popular vote?
But I sent you that thing of the most recent polls where Trump is at the highest he's been after the shooting.
Right, but the highest he's been is still 46%.
That's still higher than Biden was by 13%.
Nevertheless.
Biden was only at 33.
Nevertheless, it's all different now.
Just say I was right.
Everybody got what they wanted.
Say I was right. Because you were like, it's not reflected in the polls. It's not
It
reflected
wasn't.
in the polls. It's never
When
going to
we-
happen. People aren't going to like it.
When we were having that conversation the day after he got shot, I said he hasn't seen a bump in polling. That's all I said. And as of that point, he hadn't. Normally, something like that, based on what you were talking about, they will see an immediate bump in polling. They didn't see it. So no one knows what's going to happen. You know, everybody's talking about, like, I'm tired of the word I hate more that gets overused all the time than unhinged is unprecedented. None of this is unprecedented. This happened with Johnson, for Christ's sake. Lyndon Johnson stepped down or said, I won't. What was his line? I will not seek or run for president.
Where your balls hang down.
And it, yeah, right. Down with your
Where your nuts hang.
down where your nuts hang. That's right. But Johnson did it. And where's that Johnson clip? Because a lot of people thought that he handed the presidency to Nixon because of that.
I shall not seek, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't know. We don't know if they'll have an open convention. That was the way they did it all the time, by the way. People were like, oh, my God. They did that up until friggin' 1970. So I don't know. Don't know. It's very exciting. It's all very exciting. But all the Trump people had was Biden's old and sucks to distract from the fact that Trump's old and really sucks. So that's all they had. And so we'll see what they got now.
I'm so excited. I have never followed politics like this.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
Dude, it is. Like, when I heard that Biden dropped out, I was like following on YouTube, like news updates and like, because I don't have regular cable on my TV. So I'm getting it all online or like following on Twitter, like what's going to happen next? Who's it? And then he endorsed Kamala. And I was like, this is the best. I love how involved this is making people. I think that across the board can be said, right? That this is like the most involved people have been in an election in a while.
Yeah, but the people who are just now getting involved, it's for the spectacle, not the policy.
But that's me.
I know.
Does that upset you?
It makes, no, it doesn't upset me because, I mean, people are going to, if somebody's like, the spectacle makes me want to vote for that person, that's not really the way things are supposed to go. I mean,
but let me explain it from where I'm coming from. The spectacle has made me more interested and thus made me do more research.
Oh, well, that's different.
Thus made me be like, holy crap, what the hell is happening? Let me look into this.
Look into what, though, specifically?
Any of it.
Well,
like,
you could have done that before.
But she wasn't interested.
But
now it's dramatic, and she's like, hey,
this is only
what's
my
going on?
Election also.
Right, but the drama isn't real. Well, okay, listen.
The drama drew me in.
Huh?
The drama drew me in.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, let's get into it. Who do I love? What do I stand for? What are my policies?
Oh, you didn't even know what you stood for.
Well, I said last week, I've pretty much been a one-issue voter for a long time, which is whoever is pro-choice.
Right.
99% of the time. And
well,
I'm fine
that hasn't
saying
changed.
that out loud.
You don't have to do any research on that. That hasn't changed.
Right, but because there is so much, like, it feels like it's everywhere. You can't escape it. I feel like it's making me want to look into deeper issues and other policies and like, okay, so where do I actually stand?
That you might become a multiple issue voter.
Maybe.
Gotcha. Well, listen.
She might become a well-informed citizen.
There's no downside to being engaged. And some people get engaged and they go, the felon rapist is the guy for me. That's still engagement. Not my kind of engagement. But there's no downside to people being engaged in the process. And I guess if this is what it took, then that's good. By the way, it went largely unnoticed. The Biden dropped out on National Ice Cream Day. And you know how much that guy loved ice cream. Now, I don't know if that was by design, but just remember how you're supposed to eat ice cream in different social situations.
If you were served ice cream in a bowl, you would eat it with a spoon. Ice cream served on a plate, for example, an ice cream roll, you would eat with a fork. If you were served cake and ice cream, then you would use both a fork and a spoon. The fork is used to hold the cake, and the spoon is used to cut and bring the food to your mouth. When the cone is presented, you should then proceed to lick the ice cream in swirls.
Yeah! Did you take notes on that? You want to talk about getting engaged?
Oh, babe,
how you're supposed to eat ice cream. With a fork or a spoon. Anyway, I'm glad to hear you're engaged. That's good news.
I posted on all my social media as a clip from a few weeks ago after the debate. I was in Michigan, and I talked about the debate on stage, and I was like, this is a travesty. The whole clip is on YouTube, but the shorter clip is on social media, and it's already pissing people off where I was saying how people don't think. There was a man in the crowd. I was like, do we finally think it's time for a woman to be president? And this was 3 weeks ago, and this guy in the front was like, no. And I like go back and forth with him. And it's a pretty fun interaction, but I posted it like right before the show, and it's already getting people to be like, women. And the whole thing's about how men think women are going to get their period and start a war. And it's, well, no, by definition, women are more emotional people. And I was like, look at Donald Trump and tell me the man is not emotional.
Well, every president ever has been a man in this country.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
And we've had plenty of wars, so I don't understand.
That's the whole point of the joke is I say every war America's ever been involved in has been started by a man, and that part almost goes silent. And I was like, oh, Michigan doesn't like facts. Okay. But I'm like, I'm I'm excited today because I'm like, let's stir up some drama in these comments. I can't wait. I can't wait for these people to come for me.
Well, we are. It might not be Kamala Harris, but we are way overdue for a female president. So
Agreed.
we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. It's exciting. I'm going to take a break.